Shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my truck, look like brains. Woo, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to my Chanel. It is your sister, Jessie Woo. If you're new here, please, please, please make sure that you subscribe, so you can join the Black Women's Tribe during Black Women's Pray for Jamaica Black Women's Month. During Black Women's Pray for Jamaica Black Women's Month, we all know that Hurricane Melissa has caused so much disaster on that island. And, you know, there's some disaster around the other islands in the Caribbean. For instance, in Haiti, 35 people have died already. So definitely keep Haiti in your prayers. You know, we lack a lot of infrastructure that other islands don't have, that other islands do have. But yeah, keep Haiti in your prayers. Keep Jamaica in your prayers. I was talking to Spice yesterday and I was asking her, hey, what are you doing for the relief? So I'm supposed to see her tomorrow. So she's going to tell me what she's doing. And I hope that I can help however I can through Spice and her organization. Y'all know I love Spice Down. But anyway, how are y'all doing? Happy Halloween. Happy motherfucking Halloween. Okay, the only thing spooky is you spooky assholes who don't know how to have nuanced conversations. The only spooky thing around this bitch on Halloween is you spooky assholes who don't know how to have nuanced conversations. I can't relate. I can't relate. I'm going to go ahead and do some updates to this story. Because obviously there's been updates, but also I want to talk about what's been said about me on socials the last 2 days. But let me start here and ask y'all a question before I even go into what's been discussed about me. I would love to know if I said anything that was not factual. If I told a lie. Because one thing about it is, it's always interesting when I get backlash from things that I say, because it's never she told a lie. It's never she was lying. It's always, oh, this ain't the time for that. I think, what I think she, and she just mad, it's never she was factually wrong. It's always all these other things that have nothing to do with what I actually said. It's never Jessie Woo lied, she didn't tell the truth. It's always things that have nothing to do with what I actually said. So there's obviously been updates to this story, and we're going to go ahead and talk about Hoodrat. We're going to talk about, you know, what she did to Olandria, what her and Lewis did to Olandria. And also there have been other people who've spoken up, which is great. And we'll talk about that. But before I do that, hold on. Before I do that, I just want to share this with you guys. Is this thing on? Okay. Okay. So before I do that, I want you guys to know I have an interview that I just published with Dr. Heavenly. It is very good. Like, it is a very, very
getting all your daily nutrition
down, and I really, really, really want y'all to watch this interview. Married to Medicine is coming back, I believe, next week.
For your BBL, okay? Because it's nothing like seeing somebody with a BBL in their teeth, their grill. Let's get priorities in order, okay? We want to make sure we good up there before we go down there.
That's exactly. What's a dental myth
that you wish you could just get people to stop believing?
I wish people would stop going to dental techs to get their veneers done.
Oh my God. I was going to get to that.
So much. Yes.
Please tap it. Like, please.
It's
a really good interview. It's very, very good. I honestly am very proud of this because I had a conversation with Dr. Heavenly that I feel I've never seen anyone have with her in depth. And it is about dentistry. And she is a dentist. Yes, she does veneers. Yes, I even asked her about fixing my side tooth. So we had a really, really good conversation about dentistry and about her running for Congress. And at the very end, we talk about Married to Medicine. But please, 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 please watch this. Like, Dr. Heavenly is running for Congress. It's a really, really big deal. She was just running for, I believe, I thought she was just doing, like state rep before, I think. But anyway, we talk about dentistry. We talk about how, your dental health affects your sexual health. Like, we talked about so many different things. So I really, really hope that you give this interview your time. It's up on my YouTube right now. Okay, so let's go back to what had happened a couple days ago. Okay. So a couple days ago, I believe it was 2 days ago, I believe. Hold on. This happened.
Hello?
Baby, you might want to turn the light. Hello?
Whoa. Hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say? They said a bad word.
Okay. So just, rewinding things back for some of you who maybe if you weren't aware of what this discussion is all about. Love Island, we know that the biggest following to be created from Love Island is the following of Hoodrat, who is in this video. And I, as someone who covered Love Island from the beginning, if you go back in my lives and you see all my reviews, I clocked that this woman was racist from that first interaction that she had with Olandria. I'm not saying first interaction, but it was the first elimination that happened on the show where I believe Taylor went to go stand behind Sierra, I think, or something like that. And I can't remember what happened with Shelley in that elimination night. But basically, when things were happening and it wasn't going the way that Olandria would have hoped and Shelley would have hoped, Hoodrat was like, y'all need better men. I know what y'all need. Y'all need better men. And Olandria was like, girl, don't do that. We just got hit. It's the first elimination. It ain't that deep. It ain't that serious. And what did Hoodrat do? She activated her white woman tears. And some of you will come in my comments and try to tell, oh no, white women tears. Karenism is only attached to whiteness. Many non-Black women use white women tears, especially when it comes to Black women. And this was something I clocked on Hoodrat from day one. It was also something that a lot of other Arab and Palestinian influencers, creators on TikTok, made videos and clocked it as well and said, hey, we're going to have a conversation with our community, our non-Black community. Yes, we're not white, but we're non-Black, and there is a lot of racism within our communities when it comes to Black women. Yes, a lot of us love Black dick, but we hate Black women. This was something that a lot of them clocked in their own communities, and they use their platforms, and rightfully so, to talk about this. But of course, me as a Black woman, I got so much backlash from covering this season, especially covering Hoodrat and talking about her racism and how her platform was literally built off of the back of racists. There is a sector of her audience, her fans, who are Black women who are very anti-Black. There would be Black women who went on TikTok and made videos and said, I don't care if Hoodrat got online and said the N-word. I would still not support Olandria. I would still not support Shelley. I would still be a Hoodrat fan. These are things that I have covered over and over again when I was covering this season of Love Island. And so when this happened, although I have not covered Love Island since August 26th, and let's go back because I think a lot of y'all think that you and me are the same
This year.
and that's what, and I don't have other shit to talk about. Let's just bring on the receipts. I love a good receipt. This was the last time I spoke about Love Island.
Are you
August 26th. That's the last time. And that was because of the reunion. Since then, I have not if I was threading, it was to support Olandria, it was to support Shelley, it was to support Ace, it was to support the folks that I really enjoyed on the show. I never talked about this show outside. Once I did this live, I stopped. And I think, oh, actually, no, you know what? No. Hold on. I did do, hold on. I did do a live covering the Ace interview. Where is that? It didn't exist. And I got a lot of backlash for that one too. Oh, the Nicolandrians didn't like this one. I think this is when I really saw the flip in the Nicolandrians. This was August 29th. So that was the last time. But anyway, when this video surfaced of Hoodrat laughing at Olandria
This year.
being called the N-word, yes, I definitely came back and I did a video covering it. And I think the main reason for that is, number one, I wasn't shocked. This was something that I had been covering. I wasn't shocked by it. Also, like I said in that video, you know, I got a lot of tons of backlash for calling her a pathological liar. And I felt that this video proved how much of a pathological liar she was, because
hello?
Baby, you might want to turn the light. Hello?
Whoa, hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say? They said a bad word.
I wanted to go ahead and talk about this because, again, I got a lot of backlash for calling her a pathological liar. And in this very video, you can see she heard the word loud and clear. She heard this person call Olandria the N-word, and she thought it was funny. Her, I believe he's half black. I think Lewis is half black. Her and Lewis immediately started laughing. Thank you so much, Kemi. The first recoupling, Austin and Taylor got up and stood behind Sierra. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that. She immediately started laughing. She heard the N-word and her knee-jerk reaction was to laugh, right? But then the next day she put out a statement where she said, oh no, I didn't hear what the person said. But even in this video, you heard her tell the person, it looks like she's in the studio. She told the person to turn the music down so she could hear the call. She heard the caller. She heard the word. She laughed. All of us who are watching it hear it. We heard the word loud and clear. So I want to cover this because not only is she racist, like I always said, but she's a pathological liar. In my live that I did as well, I talked about the fact that not only was this racist and Olandria had received racism, Shelley had received racism, but me, as the biggest Black female voice on YouTube talking about the show, I got so much racism. I was lied on TikTok by Snow Roach with the deets, who went on and lied about me laughing about Hoodrat being sexually abused when she never, ever said this. She never said that she was SA'd. ever. Ever. I spent over an hour talking about racism. But what was focused on was the less than 10 minutes that I spent talking about xenophobia. And we're going to get into that. But before we do, obviously, Olandria released her statement, and she not only acknowledged how horrible racism is, and let me see if I can go back and find her statement. But I did include it in the live. Hold on. I kind of wish y'all could just send me links. You know what? Actually, hold on. I really hate that I have to go use this platform because I really hate the Shade Room. It's one of the most anti-Black platforms online as well. But they have everything. And so we saw what Hoodrat and her half-Black woman, her half-Black pet raccoon did when they laughed, right? And so you have Olandria, who released a statement, and she talked about how racism is unacceptable. She talked about how laughing and defending it is unacceptable. And unfortunately, she had to say that because not only are Hoodrat fans defending it, but there have been so many raccoons in the community who defend, who literally defend, who saw that video and defended this woman laughing at Olandria being called the N-word. And so not only does Olandria have to see Hoodrat being racist towards her, laughing at racism, but she also has to see Black women, not just her fan base, not just Hoodrat's fan base, but also Black women who are within that fan base. And Nigerians, I love y'all a lot, but it's been a lot of y'all. Have y'all seen like how Hoodrat has like, there's a certain group of Nigerians that she has in a chokehold. There was one girl that I had to block on my TikTok because she even does like a call to Huda. Every time she's gonna do a video, she does like this chant. And I was like, oh my God. Like, what is going on? But she's had to see that. And so she had to address that. And also she said, while I anticipate this will result in surface level apologies, which it did, that fade in the few days, I'd like to transform this moment into something actionable. I encourage those who have participated in the stream and their followers to demonstrate a genuine commitment to anti-racism by donating to organizations and foundations dedicated to educating and uplifting this community, such as the UNCF, NAACP, and or the Thurgood Marshall College Fund. I will be making a personal donation as well. So, you know, she released a statement and I acknowledge that on the live as well. I even talked about the fact that I actually have a piece that I worked on last week that's going to come out. I mean, maybe it'll come out next week. I don't know what's going to come out now, but I did a piece on this with BET and McDonald's. McDonald's has partnered with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund because they want to give $1 million to 60 students right now at HBCUs. A lot of these HBCU students don't know that millions of dollars are literally left unclaimed because they're not even applying to these scholarships. And so right now, if you know anybody who's at an HBCU, freshman to senior, they have a chance of touching McDonald's money. Talked about that in the live as well. Okay. So of course, here comes the ChatGPT apology from Hoodrat. I've taken the majority of the day to reflect and collect my thoughts to make sure this didn't come off disingenuous. Mind you, that's after she released the first statement where she said, I didn't do nothing. I just was like, what y'all want me to do? Like, a very disingenuous statement about she didn't even hear the caller. She lied about not even hearing what the caller said. We all heard it. So you heard it. And not only did you hear it, you laughed at it immediately. Immediately. But here come the Chat GPT apology. I've taken the majority of the day to reflect and collect my thoughts to make sure this didn't come off disingenuous. Last night, I quickly posted a statement acknowledging my reaction to the racial slur that was said on Lewis's live stream. I want to take this moment to more fully take accountability for my actions. I want to begin by saying I completely respect Olandria, and it's extremely disheartening that anyone, especially presumed a child, would find it excusable to use this type of language, and and doing so underlines the ignorance of the gravity of that word. I'm sorry, the TSR is kind of, it underlines the ignorance of the gravity that such a word carries. Olandria, it is now clear that this comment was targeted at you. It is now clear after the backlash. Mind you, the caller said Olandria is a. So it took you a day to realize that she was targeted. The caller said Olandria. The caller literally said Olandria. The caller didn't just call in and just say the N-word. The caller called in and said, hey girl, Olandria is a. But the backlash had to show you that Olandria was the target. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay. I apologize for my immediate reaction. My reaction in that moment came from being caught off guard, not from finding the word or situation funny. It was a nervous, uncomfortable reaction that I recognized was inappropriate. And I want to be clear that I do not condone or tolerate anyone who uses such language. And I strongly encourage the individual responsible to reflect deeply on their words and the harm that they've caused. So, she's putting more so the blame on the individual who called in. And I mean, rightfully so, that person was wrong, but she's still trying to distance herself from her reaction. And it's not just this reaction. That caller called in to call Olandria the N-word because of Hoodrat's behavioral pattern that literally screams racism. A behavioral pattern that we saw on the show, where you verbally attacked everybody black. Chris, you sexually coerced him, called him brother, did the same thing to Jeremiah, verbally attacked Jeremiah, verbally attacked Olandria, verbally attacked Shelley. And here's the thing, right? While we're apologizing, I'm still waiting on Love Island to apologize to Olandria and Shelley. Because the way that they edited the show fed into the racism. It platformed the racism. They loved it. And remember, this is a production company that is from the Beans and Toast country. We all know how the Beans and Toast people feel about racism. Thank you so much, Marlene. Jesse, are you seeing HUDA hearing Black journalists trying to shift the narrative towards Olandria, especially Jelani Williams from Conflex? I haven't paid attention. Honestly, I deleted my threads. I just have Instagram, so I haven't looked at anything. But we can also talk about how Nicolandrians have shifted the attention from the racism to jessacouplethingspod. We're going to get into that. Because me talking about xenophobia and how we need to stop being anti-Black towards each other was worse. It was 10 times worse. It was 10 times worse. And that's what we should focus on, not the racism. Let's prove jessacouplethingspod right, and let's be anti-Black towards her. Instead of focusing on what HUDA did. But anyway, Love Island owes Shelley and Olandria and Jeremiah, Chris, they owe all the Black people an apology. Going back to the Ace interview, and I got so much backlash for saying Ace made so many good points when he talked about the fact that they were in that house and they were in that villa clocking everything that us, the viewers, were clocking when it came to Hoodrat and her racism, but they were forced to keep that lady in the villa. Love Island owes Olandria and Shelley and Ace and all them Black people, Jeremiah, they owe them an apology because till this day, they are still being bullied with the undertone of racism because of what the show created. Hold on. I want to get to what I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay. I want to get to Shelley's statement. Shout out to Shelley. She did speak up and she put this in her Insta stories. And she said, seeing what happened with a former Love Island castmate and her partner laughing during a prank call that included a racist remark toward Olandria was disappointing to say the least. Racism isn't a prank. It's not entertainment. It's definitely not something to laugh at. As a Black woman, it's painful to watch moments like this play out so casually because it shows how normalized disrespect and ignorance can become when people choose silence or humor over accountability. Having been on the receiving end of hate and racial comments, I know how deeply that can cut and would never wish that pain on anyone. Any form of racism should always be checked right away. There's nothing awkward about racism. It's disgusting and disheartening, and I'll always speak on it. Let's not make light of moments like these. There's a bigger message here. Use your voice and stand for what is right, no matter the time, place, or who's watching. As always, love and peace. I loved her statement, and I love that she spoke up about this because it is disgusting what happened. And I know Jeremiah, I know Nick, I know a lot of people spoke up about this. Hoodrat did include links to different charities that battle racism. She didn't post no donation receipt though. This is just, as somebody who has been chronically online, and as of this week, I've decided to make that change by not having threads anymore. I did the same thing with Twitter. I'm going to do the same thing with threads because the thing with threads is, unfortunately, on threads, you don't just see what the people you follow thread. You don't just see what the people you follow repost. On threads, you will see threads that have nothing to do with anybody that you actually follow. Like, threads will show up on your timeline. And for the last, like, since this Love Island season, even, babe, do you mind closing the door for me? Thank you, babe. What was I saying? This particular Love Island season, it's really just been weird seeing how y'all just can't let it go. Like, it's kind of like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Like, as far as a social media, as far as a dating show goes, I have never seen folks watch a dating show And okay, we're tweeting about it. Okay, from time to time, we might talk about it with thread, whatever. But the way every single day the discourse is just so deep, so malicious from all the fan bases, from all the fan bases. And I think that a lot of y'all don't understand or maybe don't grasp the fact that because I have covered this show, I have been on the receiving end of a lot of the backlash. I wasn't even on the show. And I've been on the receiving end of backlash time and time and time and time again. A month ago, I just hit unfollow in the middle of the night. And I went trending for 2 days. And the things I personally saw Olandrians say about me was disheartening, dark, mean, anti-Black, filled with lies. I have never, ever, ever disparaged Olandria on my platform, on any platforms. I've never disparaged Shelley. I've never disparaged anybody Black. Now, there are times when I will say, hey, I don't agree with this. I will hold you accountable for things I don't like. For instance, when it came to Ace, I would always say, I love Ace, but Ace approached that show like he was on Survivor, like he was on, what's that show that's on Peacock? Where, thank you. A lot of the comments were anti-immigrant. Thank you. I received a lot of anti-immigrants comments, and it came from Olandria stands, which is why when I said what I said when I was reviewing the show, when I was doing my live, I said Olandrians and Hoodrat, same thing, for the anti-Blackness towards Shelley, but even look at what they did to me a month ago when all I did was hit unfollow, and I hit unfollow because of the reasons I said in my last live. That day, that week, unfortunately, Olandria's family was on TikTok calling Shelley all types of hoes, saying that she was for the streets. They were dissecting her sexuality. On top of, you have Olandrians being very anti-Black, putting ICE in her comments, calling her like immigrant slurs. So I just hit unfollow because there was never nothing to address that. That is my prerogative, right? But when I talk about this in my last live, a lot of y'all kept saying, well, this ain't the time. I even saw a fellow YouTuber, which, by the way, let me say this. If you watch my channel, I never make any videos that hold space, that facilitate a comment section where my followers on YouTube can talk shit about another Black YouTuber. Unfortunately, I don't get the same grace. But I saw a YouTuber, and honestly, that's really why I'm doing this live, aside from everything, aside from the updates. But I saw a fellow Black YouTuber make a video about me. And it's like taking this approach as, she's not telling lies. She's not wrong. It's just her timing, right? And you facilitate grounds for people to be in the comment section to talk shit about me. If you look at my live, I turn the comments off, and I'm going to do the same thing with this video. Because let me tell you something. There's no back and forth for me when it comes to racism. There's no back and forth to me when it comes to xenophobia. There's just not. There's just not. But let me ask y'all a question. Because in all the commentary I see about me and the backlash, nobody's saying that I'm lying. Nobody's saying that I said something wrong. Nobody is saying that I'm lying. Nobody is saying that I said something wrong. But everybody's saying it's bad timing. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about bad timing. I want to ask you guys, when is the right time to address xenophobia? When is the right time to address xenophobia? During the summer, I got so much backlash. I got slaughtered when I was at the BET Awards rehearsal. It was the night before, it was the day before the BET Awards. And ICE raids were happening in LA. I get on my threads. and I see Black people saying, well, the 92%, this ain't got nothing to do with us. This ain't got nothing to do with us. This ain't got, and I'm like, I'm part of the 92%. Do y'all not realize that there is a group within the 92% that are Black women who came here on a green card? Some of us came here on a green card. Some of us got our Alien Gonzalez on and we rode a dolphin here. Some of us got into makeshift boats here, became citizens, got naturalized, and wanted to vote, right? So much backlash. So much backlash for that. It's not our problem. It's not our problem. It's not Black folks' problem. Fast forward, what started happening with ICE? ICE started raiding Black neighborhoods. ICE started raiding Black neighborhoods. And so the very thing I got slaughtered for, the very words I got slaughtered for, aged well. Aged very well. When is the right time to address xenophobia? I'll ask y'all. When is the right time to address xenophobia? I'm not gonna hold y'all. It's just so hurtful because it's like some of y'all go out of your way to dismiss me or to dismiss folks like Shelley, right? But then you'll get mad. Like you will use moments where xenophobia is being addressed and you're using that as a dismissal. We can walk and chew gum at the same damn time. I, as a Black person, as a Haitian girl, born in Canada, raised in Miami-Dade County, lived in New York for a couple years. Now I'm living my most Blackest experience in Atlanta. I have been at the center of so many nuanced Black experiences. I have experienced so much anti-Blackness. I've internalized anti-Blackness. So when I see it, it is hurtful to me. I literally use my platform to talk about anti-Blackness that women face on these dating shows, day in, day out. And the little moment I spent on an hour and 10-minute live where I talk about, hey, y'all, xenophobia is not okay. Y'all use that as me dismissing Olandria's racism. Y'all use that as a way to pin me against this woman and say that I'm basically saying that I don't care. No, y'all don't care. And I'm going to tell you how else you don't care. Y'all not mad enough about racism for me, because after you watched Love Island and you saw how Love Island treated Shelley and Olandria, you turned around and you watched Love Island Games. Hey, you turned around and you watched Love Island Games. You turned around and you watched Love Island Games. Oh my God, look at how they're doing the Black women. Well, duh, they just did the same thing to Shelley and Olandria. They saw the views. So they're going to do it again. And again, and again. And you gonna watch it over and over. Oh my God, look at what they did to Justine. What's the girl's name? The Soul Ties is crazy. I don't remember baby girl's name. Please don't take it as shade if she sees this. I don't remember baby girl's name. Maybe one of y'all can tell me. But baby girl's name who's known for saying Soul Ties is crazy. Can y'all tell me? KK, thank you. Thank you. I didn't watch Love Island Games. But again, when you're on Threads, you don't only see threads of people you follow. You see threads from everybody. And so, literally, oh yeah, I know. Bet they won't clip this. The misinformation is all attacking you and your politic, Jessie. We love you. We get you. Thank you so much, Anika. Oh, I know they won't clip that. I know that. Of course they won't. Y'all are just like Snow Roach with the deets, to be honest. It's the same thing. Y'all doing the same thing that white lady did to me on TikTok, where she said I lied about somebody being SA who never got SA'd. But anyway, I didn't need to watch the show to know that they were mistreating and being anti-Black towards KK. But guess who I was seeing on Threads letting me know how anti-Black they were being to KK? The same Black women who watched the anti-Blackness on Love Island just last week, just a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, look at what they did to the Black women. We're going to turn around and we're going to watch Love Island Games because we don't really give a fuck about racism for real. Just West, thank you so much. And I and like-minded individuals want to say sorry, sister, and I stand with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We saw how the Hoodrat, how that fan base, and how Love Island edited the show to make Shelley out to be a mean girl and Olandria to be a angry Black woman. And we're going to turn around and watch Love Island Games. Oh, but we're going to be more upset with Ace talking about his experience. Y'all really don't be mad enough about racism for me. And the truth of the matter is, it's never a right time to address xenophobia with y'all. It's never a right time because y'all don't care. Let's just be honest. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about things until that very thing knocks on your door. I said what I said in my live. I stand on what I said in my live. I won't be retracting anything. None of y'all can tell me factually where I said something wrong. None of y'all can tell me where I spread misinformation. Everything I said was factual. Y'all's only problem is, oh, now is not the time. The truth is, it's never the right time to address xenophobia. That's what I have come to realize. I was talking to my friend Justin, who's also a YouTuber, and me and Justin have done so many things together. And he was telling me, I was telling him what was happening, and he was like, girl, don't nobody want to hear that shit. He's like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. I did an interview recently where I talked about xenophobia. He's like, I'm Black American, and they tore my ass up. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. That is the truth. There's never a right time to address xenophobia. There's never a right time to look at one another and say, hey, y'all, this is not good. This is not good. We can't go from supporting Olandria and Shelley to now not only being disgusting to the both of them, but also being xenophobic to Shelley. Now, if xenophobia is happening the other way around, I condemn that too. I haven't seen it, but I've been chronically online and I've only seen it come from one place. So if I was wrong about that, I stand corrected on that. But at the end of the day, addressing xenophobia is not about being the bigger person. It's about always standing up for what is right. And within our communities, we really have a bad xenophobia problem. And the Love Island Discord has literally been a perfect example of that. Racism, xenophobia, Same thing. It is the same thing. It's like basically saying, oh my God. It's like when Diddy was going around here talking about, oh, black liberation. I'm for black liberation. I'm for black people getting paid. I'm for black people. You know, I'm not going to work with this company because they're not paying black people. Then he creates revolt and he still ain't, and he not paying black people. Or he's not paying his black artists. So what you're saying is it's okay I should stand up against mistreatment from white folks. Oh, but in-house, I should be okay with it. Okay, so racism is wrong, but xenophobia is okay. We just gonna push that under the rug. It's okay. It's okay for us to be anti-black towards each other. It's okay. That's fine. That's basically what y'all are saying. I stand by what I said. I'm not retracting anything. It's not my fault that some folks do not know how to not only have nuanced conversations, but you don't know how to hold space for several views and not see it as an attack or see it as I'm dismissing somebody or see it as I'm sending hate to somebody. Nothing in my speech, nothing in my videos holds space for hatred for any of these black contestants. And not even the non-black ones. I hold accountability for the racism, but nothing in my content. If you're listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth and what you're taking from it is, oh, now she's spewing hate toward you, are dumb. You lack comprehension skills. That is not my fault. And I'm not going to be responsible for that. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. The anti-blackness within these fan bases, within the Olandrian fan base, the hatred that's happening between the Shelley stand, the Olandria stand, it needs to end. Leave these people alone. They already have to deal with the Hoodrat. They have to deal with publications, giving them knuckle sandwiches, publications spreading misinformation about the words that are coming out of their mouth, which is why they hardly say anything anymore. They have to deal with that. Us at home, we need to leave these people alone. And while we're here, leave Ace alone. Leave Taylor alone. Leave Clark alone. Leave those people alone. I will never forget when I think it was Taylor that had the horse accident. Fell off a horse. Again, I'm online on Threads. You know how much threads I saw of Olandrians laughing at Taylor falling off of a horse? Like, what are we doing? He could have died. Like, what are we doing? This is not fandom. Now we're teetering on like mental wellness now. This is not support. Leave those people alone. You can support your fave without being anti-black towards other folks. You can support your fave without spewing hatred towards other folks. Leave them alone. The way some of y'all, when this HUDA thing hit, immediately were talking about Taylor and Clark and Ace and what they not doing, having more attention for other folks than HUDA and Lewis laughing at somebody calling Olandria the N-word. My God, today. I stand on what I said. I stand on what I said. I'm not changing it. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. Zafel. C'est pas mes ça. Zafel. Y'all need to find something else to do. Seriously, like it's so harmful the way y'all are being to all of these people. Period. That's where I stand. I'm not on Threads. I was trying to figure out how to delete it, but I guess it's attached to your Instagram. One thing about it, moving forward, I'm not going to be chronically online anymore. I'm not going to engage in anything. To be honest, if you want to find me, I'm here. I said that I told y'all I have my Dr. Heavenly interview. I hope that you guys watch it. And I hope that you guys support. I'm going to do my Love Island review. Running a little late on that. I will be posting that hopefully by tomorrow. And I hope that you watch it and I hope that you support it. My platform is built off of Black women and my love for Black women. I'm not perfect. I haven't always gotten it right. I've apologized for things that I've done or said that weren't right, but I'm not going to apologize for anything I said in that live. What I said is what I said. I stand on it. I'm firmly against xenophobia. I'm firmly against racism. I'm firmly against anti-Blackness. I stand firm on that. I stand firm on that. And I hope that you do too. I hope that you do too. Hope that you have a great Halloween. Hope that you enjoy your Friday. We're heading into November. I hope that November is a beautiful month for you, that all that you desire comes into fruition for you. And on that note, I'm out.
PBS, I just turn the water on. Big old flex, shit you never saw before.